If you're a New York Mets fan, you're probably still buzzing from last night's victory over the Philadelphia Phillies. A lot to get into from the game. Roll the music. During the Mets skid, I was pretty quiet on social media, and that wasn't just because of the Mets, failing to do anything. It's because also I was dealing with some personal stuff. I didn't have the throat or the lungs to be doing any kind of broadcast. My allergies were really acting up this whole last week, so the thought of trying to do anything resembling a podcast recording was completely out of the realm of possibilities. But feeling better today, and after the win last night, feeling better psychologically. So definitely wanted to get back into recording. Good morning and welcome to Mike's Mets podcast. I'm your host Mike Pashota, and hope everyone's having a wonderful Sunday. It is excruciatingly humid here, and I'm just trying to get through the heat for the next few days. Hope everyone is able to stay cool, and hope it isn't letting you hope it isn't affecting you quite as much as it's affecting me right now. It is excruciatingly hot, and I can't keep the AC on while I'm recording, so I'm just trying to get by with the fan right now. So it's also why I'm in this room. So last night, more than just another victory for the New York Mets. It was a statement, a turning point, much needed seismic shift in the NL East. And New York Mets just didn't beat the Philadelphia Phillies last night. They powered past them in an emphatic 11-4 victory that really reverberated throughout the league. This was a monumental win. It was about slamming the brakes on a painful 7-game losing streak that seen the Mets tumble. Just 24 hours earlier, Friday, the Phillies had handed the Mets a demoralizing 10-2 loss that extended the Mets' 7-game skid and pushed the Mets what looked like to the brink. And Carlos Mendoza wasn't sugarcoating it. He openly admitted the team was going through it right now. That made Saturday's turnaround all the more incredible. And the significance, it's huge for the NL East race. This victory didn't just snap a losing streak. It propelled the Mets right back into a tie with the Phillies atop the division. So both teams now boasting identical 46-31 records. So dead heat for the NL East lead right now. And this game was in direct response to a brutal stretch where the Mets had been swept in 3-game series by both the Tampa Bay Rays and the Tampa Bay Rays and the Atlanta Braves, and this was probably the most crucial stretch of the season thus far for the Mets. Their early season dream start seemed to be crumbling, and Saturday's game was definitely a lifeline to them psychologically, a massive release for the Mets. They entered that game burdened by slumps, feeling the weight of expectations. I'm sure Francisco Lindor had stated that he had to be better after Friday's loss. He definitely was. Big game for Lindor. And the 11-4 score that was fueled primarily by the 7 solo home runs wasn't just a win. It was the dominant statement-making performance. This kind of explosive victory, especially against a direct division rival, creates a huge psychological release. It alleviates a lot of mounting pressure and validates their World Series aspirations. And this game could truly be the pivot point that re-energizes the team. That's what I'm really hoping at this point, and helps to reestablish their identity as a contender and shift the season narrative, which had definitely was presenting as a potential collapse, now looks like one of resilience. It also sent a clear, undeniable message to their division rivals, the Atlanta Braves, who I'm sure were feeling themselves after the sweep over the Mets, and the Philadelphia Phillies, who had been on a red-hot stretch of their own and came into this game, and after the Friday loss for the Mets, it looked like the Phillies may be taking back control of the division. Now looks like more could be definitely could be presenting more as a heavy rivalry between the two first and second place teams for the remainder of the year. So let's talk about the offense, because what the Mets did at the plate was nothing short of extraordinary. They erupted with a remarkable, as I mentioned before, 7 solo home runs. It's an unprecedented power display. It was the engine of their victory, allowed them to score quickly and decisively. And Juan Soto and Brandon Nimmo were the offensive stars. They both crushed a pair of solo home runs for themselves. Soto had a monumental night. This was the night that they really needed from him, going 4 for 5, 2 home runs, 4 RBIs. Nimmo homering twice, first home run coming in the first inning, and kind of signify what the Mets were going to be doing for the remainder of the game. And the moment that really ignited everything for the Mets was in the third inning. Francisco Lindor, Brandon Nimmo, and Juan Soto going back to back to back, launching 3 consecutive solo home runs off of the Phillies' rookie starter, Mick Abel. And this is the rapid-fire power display that kind of transforms the 3-1 deficit into a 4-3 lead, swung the momentum completely. Lindor leading off with a home run. That sequence was incredibly significant, broke his slump. And beyond that, Soto and Nimmo, Jared Young and Francisco Alvarez would also go deep, albeit in garbage time of this game. Game was already won at that point, but good to see Young and Alvarez, particularly Alvarez, getting off the schneid. And now, while 7 home runs are absolutely thrilling, it does highlight a potential characteristic of the Mets offense, and that is the over-reliance on the individual long ball heroics, rather than consistent base running or methodical situational hitting. And this has been kind of the calling card for the Mets, is just leaving a lot of runners on base or not getting the job done with runners on base. 7 home runs is crazy. Imagine if any of that had come with runners on base. This would have been like an 18-run game probably for the Mets. So 7 of the 11 runs come from the solo home runs. Great raw power, but if they had any runners on base, it would have been a huge explosive game for the Mets offense. It kind of points to their boom or bust offensive approach. Given their recent losing streak, the power surge was exactly what they needed to break out. But over a full season, you can see the sustained reliance on the solo home runs might make them vulnerable against pitchers who limit hard contact, or if there's situations requiring small ball for the game. I feel like you start to look more like the New York Yankees after a certain point. I mean, that's the main issue. I don't want to be the New York Yankees. I don't want to be a team that's entirely comprised around being going for the solo home run rather than quality pitching. And it does kind of showcase a problem with the team from their offense, and the fact that this is a team that's really kind of built around the top 5 rather than the bottom 4 members of the offense. It is a problem. For this game, though, it was precisely what they needed. It was aggressive, impactful offense that decisively won the game and snapped their slump. So if they need a power surge to kind of get it done, I'm okay with it. But on the big pictures sort of side of things, you can see where the Mets' reliance on the home run ball could be something that's going to impact them in a negative way over the course of the season. On the pitching side, Mets starter Griffin Canning, who won his 7th game of the season, earned the win. It was a vital performance after some pretty recent struggles. He's given up, it was, I believe, 10 earned runs over just his last 9 2/3 innings. And given how dynamic and effective he had been for the beginning part of the season, it was a much-needed performance from him. It was a solid performance, exactly what they needed. 4 runs and 6 hits over 5+ innings. Not amazing, but able to get the job done. Mets improved to 10-4 in the games that he's starting, so it continues to show how effective he's been as a starter for them. The Mets relief corps would shut down the remaining Phillies offense over the final 3 frames. So that was Huascar Brazaban, Ryan Stanek, and Chris Davinsky, and they would shut down the Phillies offense, blanking them and securing the win. It kind of felt like Mendoza was throwing the Phillies a lifeline late in the game, pitching his 2 worst relievers, Stanek and Davinsky, but They were able to hold things down. Strong relief work ensured the Mets' lead was never threatened, so that preserved Canning's win and the team's newfound momentum, most crucially. And Canning's ability to rebound in a high-stakes divisional game is a crucial demonstration of the Mets' effective pitching development and their overall team resilience, probably their most indispensable quality right now for a club that has major championship aspirations. And achieving those goals requires depth and consistency throughout the rotation. Canning's performance, not a dominant shutout like he had been giving in earlier in the year, but it was a significant and timely improvement. Definitely the Mets' impressive record in his starts and their success in transforming him into an effective starter does speak volumes about their system, even if that system had kind of gotten tagged over the last few days. A reliable mid-rotation starter who can overcome adversity like Kane just did and deliver in crucial moments is invaluable over the course of a grueling 162-game season. So his performance really validates the Mets' investment in his development and does strengthen their overall competitive outlook for the entire year. Having him pitching well is an absolute necessity for them. So, 11-4 victory immediately propelled the Mets back into direct tie with the Phillies for the top spot in the NL East. Both teams now stand at 46-31. This win really effectively negated the Phillies' Friday victory, very important, and dramatically reset the divisional dynamics, which sets up today's Sunday's finale as a crucial rubber match. And the immediate and direct impact on NL East standings is it really does transform the narrative for the Mets season from what looked like a potential collapse into a story of resilience right now. They now look like a team that, after getting the hell kicked out of them for the last few days, now they all of a sudden look like a team that's has the ability to rebound and not just rebound in a in a small ball type of way, but a rebounding in an emphatic way. It does transform the narrative, which is crucial right now. So what's next is that the Mets Phillies have to conclude a pivotal game Sunday night. Pitching matchup will feature David Peterson. Big outside of Kodai Senga, David Peterson has been their best starter of the season, and he will oppose the Phillies starter, also left-hander, Jesus Luzardo. Luzardo, after a hot start, not pitching so hot lately, so could be a big win for the Mets if they can pull it off on the road and take 2 out of 3 from the Phillies. Having just broken their prolonged losing streak, the Mets have to continue to build on this newfound momentum, or else they're going to find themselves right back where they were. So the big thing is pitching. Their established strength in pitching, which does, I believe, still lead the Major League Baseball in ERA. It's combined with that emerging offensive firepower. We've seen them all of a sudden looking to go deep pretty much every at bat now. It positions them well for sustained success, but they have to be careful about the way that they're going about this, because they can't just rely on the home run ball. Despite the loss, the Phillies are going to be around. They've been strong form recently. They'll be looking to quickly rebound and I'm sure reassert their dominance, especially on their home turf. So this is a huge game for the Mets. And the biggest thing that's going to be for the Mets is, can they carry this momentum into tonight's game, or are the Phillies going to bounce back at home? And it's going to be interesting. I can't wait to watch it. Hope everyone is going to be tuning in tonight. Big game. Thank you for listening to Mike's Mets Podcast. If you haven't already, please follow us on Spotify and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Leave a like and a comment. It helps so much. Finally, please follow our Twitter and Blue Sky pages. You can find us at Twitter at Mike's Mets Pod, all one word, and on Blue Sky at Mike's Mets Podcast.bsky.social. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful day or evening, and let's go Mets.